SQR Podcast, Cole Rosenberg. As I promised, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the one and only Shellz. And we're just going to go right to the AKA Shellz. Michelle J.
That's me.
And it's such an honor to sit across from you right now.
Oh, thank you. Same here.
So I would love to bring my audience up to speed on how I was fortunate and honored to bump into Shellz. So we are both residents here at the Art Factory, and I'm coming up the steps, and as I get to the third floor, which is where we are located, and I hear this angelic voice coming from, the left room. And my voice in my head goes, yeah, we have a lot of work to do. Just go straight to your office. Go get busy.
Yep.
But the other voice was like, no. That voice sounds too amazing. Let's go check her out. I walk in and you were practicing.
Yes.
And I was so impressed. I immediately said, time out, stand here, let's record this. And boom, I captured something for Christmas.
Thank you. Yes. That was awesome. Great moment for me, too. I was surprised that you guys were there, So...
Shellz, such a pleasure to be across from you right now. Let's go back to the beginning and find out where this songbird got her wings and her voice from. What was it like when you grew up? What was that dynamic like?
Sure. I fell in love with singing probably around the age of 3 or 4. I grew up in a family that primarily listened to country music, folk music, 60s music, anything from Joni Mitchell. John Denver. Actually might play a John Denver song today. James Taylor, who I actually have met once. Just every type of country and folk music you can imagine. My favorite is probably modern country, Tim McGraw.
Oh, wow.
Artists of that nature. So yeah, basically my parents really instilled a deep love of music in me, so I would credit them.
Both mom and dad were?
Both mom and dad, they both sang growing up. My sister sings, and I just love it more than anything. So,
wow, that's amazing. Yeah. So it's one sister you have, or? Yes,
I have a younger sister, so I'm the oldest, and so I play guitar, my mother plays guitar, and like I said, we all sing. So.
Musical family. So did that trend follow you through middle school and high school where you're always performing?
Absolutely. I was in show choir. I was in choir in elementary school, in middle school, and a little bit in high school. I also dabbled in studio arts, painting, mixed media, so all different types of art. Yep.
Do you remember the first time you performed, whether either just singing or playing, and what was that reaction like?
Absolutely. I had to be about 3 or 4 years old. I was in the living room of my parents' living room. I was notorious for wearing my father's cowboy hat, which was a Stetson, and I have a picture. I should get that to you because it's worth it.
We need that photo.
Yeah, it's really good. It could be an album cover. And so I would actually, at the age of 3, I would go and make these performances in the living room for my family, and I was just a ham. I would put on shows. I would charge 10 cents a ticket, for real. And that was where it all began, in the living room. I started listening to, I guess the first country band I heard was Bailey and the Boys. Yeah. And then also Garth Brooks. So those were my biggest, first influences.
It sounds like the entire family, mom, dad, and even little sister, because you're the big sister.
Yes.
Everybody promoted you working on this craft.
Absolutely, yes.
And even in high school, that was your all artistic.
Yes, absolutely. Very artistic family, very musical family. My mother is a self-taught guitarist, which is really amazing, and she passed that on to myself and my cousin and my sister, and we were all self-taught, just basic guitar. But she's really quite a pro at guitar. So.
No, that's amazing. Yeah. It's interesting that you said that mom just played and provided that. Normally you would hear where whatever mom's providing, we're resisting. We're not going the way mom's going, because usually that's normally what. What was that appreciation for mom's knowledge and talent?
I think because she was self-taught and she didn't go out and acquire lessons. She just over time, I guess because she grew up in that era of the 60s and 70s, she really taught herself. And to me, that's so admirable that, you're self-taught. You just kind of listen to other people and learned it yourself. So that made me want to take it upon myself and do the same.
Can I push you out of your comfort zone and ask?
Sure.
Do you remember the first show? I'm gonna have 2 questions. The first question is, do you remember the first show that wasn't from mom and dad and little sis, that was actually out in maybe a public arena or environment that you performed at?
Oh wow, maybe I think it was a coffee shop performance, but to be honest, I haven't really done a lot of live performances. I've seen a lot of concerts, and that inspired me to get to this point where I want to do more live shows.
Okay, nice.
But maybe a coffee shop. I think it was the Fine Grind, which is a coffee shop near here,
Yeah.
and that was probably my first performance. Yeah.
What was the reaction from the patrons of the shop while you were playing?
Sure, they loved it. Yeah, I think I had played a Joni Mitchell song, and they were absolutely like enthralled. They really liked it. And again, you know, a lot of people don't play that type of music.
True.
Of my age group, so I think they were very in tune with it. You know?
That's so true, because when I came upstairs and you were singing, I was like, wow, what was it, a radio I'm listening to? It was just that so classic. Thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you.
You know, I'm going to take a quick break.
Okay.
I want to come back. I want to dig a little bit personal.
Sure, let's do it.
All right, I'm here with Shellz, Michelle J, and you know, guys, you're in for a treat. Stay tuned. We're gonna take a quick break, come back, and chop up more of the history and the focus and the mission of Shellz. Stay tuned. SQR Podcast, the number one singer, Shellz, is our guest tonight. Stay tuned. One.
Hi, my name is Michelle. I'm the next guest on SQR Podcast. I'm a singer, a painter, and a musician here at the Art Factory. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be loud.
SQR Podcast, Cole Rosenberg. We're back here with Shellz, and I told you I want to get a little bit personal.
Yes.
Can we toast first, please?
Yes, I'm ready.
Your presence. Thank you.
Thank you.
I must admit, I normally start the show with a toast, but after you finished playing, I was just so, I was like, let's just jump in. So thank you for toasting with me.
Yes.
Let's navigate. Have you been doing any writing on your own?
Yes, I actually have written a few country songs. I wrote one song called Flourish. I wrote a song called Stargirl. I'm still working on those in the process, and I really need to work more fully on recording. Got to spend a little more time in the studio, but I definitely love writing. I actually was an English major. I graduated.
Mazel.
Yeah, thank you. I graduated summa cum laude as an English major, a writing minor, and I was actually en route to Oxford University at one point. That was my possible grad school route. But then things kind of shifted. I worked more on my art portfolio, stayed local, which was fine. You know.
Wow.
But yeah, I was recommended to do that.
That's amazing. So considering your talent and your passion for country music, I haven't heard you talk about a lost dog, alcoholic. I haven't heard you talk about a boyfriend who treated you like crap.
Oh, there is a song like that. There's one of those. Yes. Yep.
Share a little bit on the inspiration that you get to write when you do write.
Sure. That's funny. So actually, I did write a song about
the dog and the alcohol and
the boyfriend. You hit it on the head with that. That was great. I did. I wrote a song. What was it called? If you didn't let our love go bad, and it was about a boyfriend that let the love go bad. So maybe I can try to do a little of that song today. But yeah, I mean, it's funny. A lot of my friends say, "Well, you have to be a really hard drinker to be a country singer." And I'm like, well, that's not necessarily true, but.
True.
But yeah, you know, I grew up with a family of outdoorsmen that were hardcore into very redneck country, like very, you know, I was pretty much, I say that I was born in camouflage, which it's true. If you look at baby pictures of me, you know,
you're in camouflage,
I'm
hunting
in camouflage,
gear.
Yeah, my father, my uncle, my sister even, and my cousins were all hunters and fishermen. So.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm a big fan of the outdoors.
Are you?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I love the outdoors,
oh, nice.
which is so, you know, like paradoxical or ironic seeing you, because you seem like this mild, meek, you know, and then you have this
Serene.
voice that comes out, and then you were a hunter and
yeah.
big up yourself for that.
Thank you. Yeah, I grew up around a lot of male influences because, again, it was like all of the males on my dad's side of the family were hunting all the time, like every week, every weekend, and so we were a big part of that, which is different growing up around that.
True.
So. Yeah, it was great, and a lot of my musical influences, most of them are actually men. Tim McGraw, Jason Aldean, Clint Black.
Wow.
I mean, just everyone that's a big name, really.
That was going to be my next question. Like, since you are so passionate with the country lane and the outdoor, who were your influences in music? But since you answered that, can I ask you this? Looking back retrospectively, who do you think were the biggest influences in your life?
Yeah, like musically and otherwise?
No, just forget music. Just otherwise, like, was it an uncle that said something? Was it your dad, your mom?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I would say my father, my uncle, and my cousin Thomas, and my cousin Christina and Jen, and my sister as well, we all kind of were immersed in this country world, outdoorsy world from day one, like every weekend. And I would say all of them. Like my dad's side of the family is the biggest influence for me because, they taught me great morals, great values, and a lot of that is found in country music,
It is.
So.
No, that's big.
Yeah.
As you navigated like high school and into college, let's just go back to that period. You did well in school.
I did, yes. I graduated like top of my high school. I think I was 15th out of like 300 kids, so I was close to valedictorian status. And then I graduated like summa cum laude in college, and I believe it was like 4.2 in high school. So I was up there.
What fueled that high school proficiency or in college proficiency? What were those things that got you to be so dedicated?
Thank you. Yeah, I had a lot of great professors and teachers, very inspiring, and just the art of writing, just really writing like really motivated me at that time. So I wanted to take it and kind of run with it, see where I could go. Did I want to write a book? Did I want to write an album? So my next goal is to really write a full album, I would say.
Looking now that where you are today in 2021 and you're still honing that craft, are you still getting support from the home base?
That's a good question. So yes and no. I would say, when you're younger, everyone tells you can be what you want to be and do what you want to do.
True.
I actually wrote a song about that. It's called You Can Be Whatever You Want to Be. And then the line in the song is, you can be whatever you want to be, but maybe that's not true. And it actually explores childhood to adulthood when you are told as a child, dream big, do whatever you want to do. And, my family does support that to a degree, but they also want, me to do practical things and have that 9-to-5 job.
To be conformed.
But at the end of the day, I really need to carry the music legacy because I know to be most true to myself, that's what I want to do. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
SQR podcast, Cole Rosenberg. It's such refreshing getting this perspective.
Thank you.
Because as I said, I bumped into you and it was just like walking into this uncovered gem. Oh. And when I heard your voice, I was like, I have to get more from you. So we're going to take a quick break. I want to come back in.
Okay.
I want to chop a little bit more about the influences to right now, and then I want to have you close out with a classic joint for me, okay?
Sounds perfect.
SQR podcast, Cole Rosenberg, Shellz. Stay tuned. 1. SQR podcast, Cole Rosenberg, having the most delightful, refreshing conversation with Shellz. And what's so funny, I told myself, whenever we do a break, leave the mic open. Because you get some really interesting stories as we talked, and you were sharing about the dynamic at home right now, the energy there, and looking, literally, physically going out and looking for positivity around you.
Yes.
Because negativity just oozes in on its own.
Yes, yep.
Where did you get the ability to process stuff like that?
Sure. I mean, I really have to process it through my music and through my art, and just being at the Art Factory here today, I guess I just needed to find a positive environment that embraced art fully, because a lot of times where I come from, and with my parents, they're such hard workers. They're working round the clock, and they don't get a lot of time to enjoy and relax and appreciate art as much as they used to, when they were younger. But I feel like I need to do that, and
Nice.
I don't want to work 24/7. I want to,
create 24/7.
Yeah. So exactly.
No, that's big. You know, we talked about your journey and your passion for art, music, the tough and rough lifestyle you live with the uncles, and and now you're here, and you're now have coming to this refined gem or jewel that you are. What do you see in the future for Shellz?
Oh man,
And think big.
Sure. You know, I'd love to travel to Nashville and explore that a little more. I've never been to Nashville yet. You know, obviously the heart of country music is there. I would love to write a few albums because I've written songs, but I haven't really put them into one album yet. I'd love to maybe collaborate with a few different artists. And on a side note, I'm actually also very inspired by modern, different genres of music like hip hop and rap. I have a lot of friends. Yeah, I have a lot of friends, especially in this area, who are rappers.
Oh, wow.
I'm learning actually how to rap over the past few years, and I love it, absolutely love it. And I was a poetry English major, so it kind of coincides,
True.
Kind of overlaps. So I'm hoping to kind of hone my crafts more. A lot of people want me to do country rap.
Yeah.
And a lot of my friends tell me to do that. So, there are artists who go in that direction. Jason Aldean, Sam Hunt. So I'd like to kind of explore that realm, honestly.
I do realize that the African American influence in country music is becoming more prevalent.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, absolutely. And it's been, way before.
True. True.
Like, since like tribal music and everything, kind of. Yep. Yes. I really look up to and highly respect rappers and African American culture. I mean, I've had
top 5 rappers.
Top 5
for you.
Sure. Young M.A., Justina Valentine. Oh my God, Eminem. Oh my goodness. 2 of them are like my friends, so I don't know if they count. The local rappers.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anyone else. Oh man, I'm missing so many. But I have to say, just her, the most is probably Young M.A. because she's just in her own lane. There's no one like her, and as a woman, she's just so inspiring to me. Like,
oh, it's big.
Yeah.
It's big. Which is really what we're here to do, blaze our own trail.
Yeah.
And which is what you're going to do a little bit later when you sing that original for us as we close out. As we get ready to wrap on this, Shellz, I have to go back to when I initially heard you. Mm-hmm. And I heard and saw so much potential when I first met you.
Thank you.
Even sitting across from you right now, you're so composed and you've been through a lot, but you still are so driven by your mission to create and produce art. If you were and had the opportunity, let me go back a little bit. I haven't heard you mention, besides the boyfriend who broke your heart, what's the status with that right now? Because I'm sure there's some guys watching this going like, oh my God, I love this girl. She sounds amazing.
Oh, man.
Let them know. What's your status right now?
I am just working on my craft right now. I'm really trying to focus on art as my partner. I am married to my craft,
Nice.
But yeah, actually, that's another story. The way I found the R Factory is actually through that boyfriend who I wrote that song about. So, he broke my heart, but it led me to find the R Factory. So that's the positive to all that. That's the silver lining.
That's a major jewel you just dropped on us right now, because it sounded like you turned your dead end into a roundabout, and that's amazing.
Hugely.
As we get ready to close on this, I love to give my guests the opportunity to wave the magic wand. I give my guests the magic wand, and you're able to make 2 wishes. Okay. What would be your 2 wishes?
My 2 wishes would be to personally meet my biggest influence, who is Tim McGraw.
Oh, wow.
And I've loved him since I was 5 years old. He's my father's favorite singer, my favorite singer. That's my goal before I die. I need to meet him and to become famous myself. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And to see my fellow friends who are also musical artists famous, and try to help them.
I do appreciate that, and I must tell you, regarding your first wish, 6 degrees of separation.
Do you know him? Because if you know Tim McGraw, we can make that happen, maybe.
So I don't personally know Tim McGraw, but I can tell you this: there's only less than 6 people that prevents you or me from meeting Tim McGraw.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
6 degrees of separation, and sometimes it's 2 degrees.
Wow.
So let's look into the main camera right now, and let's say, Tim McGraw.
Tim McGraw, I will meet you. Please, can I meet you?
So what I like about what you're saying is the universe is listening to us right now and saying, let's own that. So let me say this though. Let me own this for you. Hey Tim, I'm sitting here with Shellz. You must. It's imperative that you get to meet this beautiful songbird, because when you do, you'll realize the talent and the mission, and you're going to want to collaborate with her.
Thank you.
Bong, let's put that out there. SQR
Yes.
Podcast, Cole
Yes.
Rosenberg. Before I close on this, though, could you please tell people where they could find you and how they could get in touch with you? As a matter of fact,
Sure.
tell Tim
Sure.
how to get in touch with you.
Tim, I am in New Jersey. Please come visit me anytime.
Paterson, New Jersey, to be exact.
New Jersey.
Do you have an Instagram or a
I
Facebook?
do, yes. So my Instagram is camo_and_gun_music. Camo is as in camouflage. So camo_and_gun_music. So
Camo
that's me.
and Gun.
And gun.
Spell that, please.
CAMOANDGUN_music. And the gun part is because my dog is named Gunner, but also it's just kind of a common thing in country.
Yeah.
Camouflage, guns. We all know that.
That's so classic.
Thank you.
That is so classic.
Thank you.
Camo and Guns.
That's me.
Bong. Shellz. A beautiful, beautiful songbird. And as a matter of fact, she's going to show you what she does best. SQR Podcast, Cole Rosenberg. Shellz, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Rocking out. She's up next. One.
Ready to go. I'm standing here outside your door. I hate to wake you up and say goodbye. But the dawn is breaking, it's early morn. Taxi's waiting, he's blown his horn. Already I'm so lonesome I could die. So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you wait for me. Hold me like you never let me go. I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh babe, I hate to go. So many times I've let you down. So many times I've played around. I tell you now, they don't mean a thing. Every place I go, I'll think of you. Every song I sing, I'll sing for you. When I come back, I'll bring your wedding ring. So kiss me and smile for me and tell me that you'd wait for me. Hold me like you never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh babe, I hate to go. I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh babe, I hate to go.
SQR Podcast, Cole Rosenberg.
Thank you.
Shellz.
Thank
You
you.
know where to find her. Get her on your list of songs to listen to. Tim McGraw, you know what's up, bro. We're coming for you. You should be coming for us. SQR Podcast, Cole Rosenberg. Shellz. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bomb.
Thank you.